Returning parts to a vendor. From the home page, click on the Return Parts icon, and this brings up the Return Parts to Vendor form. First thing we want to do is select a vendor, and we could do that by clicking on the drop-down and finding it here, or we could just simply start typing in the name. In this case, we're going to do NTP, and you can see I've only typed in NT, and the rest of it comes up. Now that we have the vendor selected, we can see that all the parts we've bought from this vendor now show up down here. If you have a scanner hooked up, you can scan the part and find it that way, or we can also filter through part number or PO number. Let's go down and highlight this interlock ball to return. And now we can click on Return Items selected above. And now we can see our part down here ready to be returned. Quantity of 1, which in some cases if you had more than one, you could change it. In this case, we're going to keep it at 1. We can see the date field is populated with today's date. You could enter an authorization number, optional. You could also put in a shipping method. You need to select a prepared by, so we know who's returning this. In this case, we're going to pick John Donnelly. Now down the bottom, we can click on Return Parts for Credit, Return Parts for Replacement, and we can also print out a packing list. And we can see, here's our packing list. Okay, let's click on Return Parts for Replacement. And what we're being asked here is have all the parts shipped and returned to the supplier. This will really help you keep track of what's in the building ready to go and what's already been shipped. We're going to click Yes, we've shipped the part. And now we can see up here in green, Parts Returned. Now if we want to go review the parts returned, we can go back to the home page, click on Parts, Return Parts, and Find. Go up and click on the drop down for Filter List By, and select Parts Returned. Now we can see all our parts that have been returned, and down the bottom here we can see the part that John Donnelly returned. You can always click on the printer icon if you want to print out a report. And that's it. Returning parts to a vendor.